Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at Linux files and directories. This is an introductory course or video for beginners, and I'll be taking you through from scratch. If you're an expert, you might find it uh, a bit not so much new things, but can have it as a refresher. So this is Tech Kenya, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new, please feel free to subscribe. So today we are going to look at Linux files and directories. We are also going to look at how to use the terminal. So let's get started. So the terminal is use the terminal to interact with the operating system in Linux. So even though Linux supports graphical interface, uh, most of the functions are performed using terminal. So I'm going to be using terminal as a command line interface. So when it comes to files, let's first get to C. So the first thing is knowing how to know where you are. So right now, if you want to know where you are, you print the working directory, that pwd, and you enter. It shows that we are in home, and home, then the user name. So we are at home. Now if you want to know what is contained in home, you would make a listing. So you do an ls listing. So these are just basic functions, basic operations in Linux. So under home you have this, you have desktop, documents, downloads. So this is what you have. Now if you want to move, because you are at the home robin, you want to move to documents, you use the cd command, which means change directory. So cd documents. So in Linux can do autocomplete using a tab, and you, let's say you will reach at the doc, just press the tab key and it completes document. So if you don't need to type the entire text, so by can cd documents, you're in documents. So if you want to see which documents, which files are in documents directory, you can just do an ls. You see these are the you have a fi.txt. Okay, so that's how you navigate. Now it's the next thing that we're going to look at is creating files, and we are going to do a basic one. So let's create a file. So you can create a file using the cat command. Okay, so you can do something like this. Let's first start with touch. The touch command, you can touch, let's say, file2.txt. Now when you press enter, it executes that command. So when you do an ls, remember when you are still at the documents, you see now you have you're still at the home Robin document. Now if you want to know the document, see to a listing ls, press enter. You see now you have the file2.txt. Now if you want to see what is in file2.txt, you use the cat command. This is how you read a text file, or you read a file. You can read a file, but remember, if it's a binary file, to be read as it will not be the in human readable form. So when you do a cat, see it's empty. But now let's go to the next thing. The next thing is renaming a file. To rename a file, let's say we want to change the file2.txt, want to change the file to file3. So you do is you use the move. Okay, the move command is used to do two things. It can copy, it can also rename. Okay, so you move file2.txt, and so then you move it to the what you want it to move. It's file, let's say we rename it is to new file .txt. You press enter. Now if you do a long listing, sorry, when you do a listing of that directory documents, you have the renamed file, the new file.txt. So let me explain now about Linux commands. So a command has, so you have the command, this is the syntaxes I might have done. You have a command, then command can have so you have the command, then you have the next, you have the operation, or the file or the item to be operated on. Command, then you have the item, then you have the option. Okay, so that's how Linux commands are. So in, let's say you want to have a long listing, you want to see more details about what is in the documents. Okay, so you'll do a long listing. So this is what is called a long listing. Now you have two files. This is the first file is file.txt, the next file is new file.txt. Now here, see this, these are more details, so it's a long listing. These are new details. So we have these are the very first that shows that it's a file. Okay, it's a file. Now these from, we have RW, this is read write, then we have that hyphen. Ideally this is the read write execute. Okay, so but now for this one it doesn't have any execute permission. Then the next group, so you arrange this into this, the first group, the second group, and the third group. Now these ones are the ones that form permissions in Linux, because everything is accessed based on permission. Who has permission to edit what, to execute, to read what. Okay, so now there are three groups. See, there is the owner. The owner is the most is the person who created or the person who owns. In most cases, you find this a read write execute. for most files for the owner, but you can vary from here. You can also edit these permissions. They are not permanent, but you must have administrator privileges. So the long list, so as I said, you have the ls, the command, and now in our case we don't have an item. You don't need with ls, you don't need to have anything ls on the current, okay? But you can do an ls on a file, on a directory that is not here, that you are not current in. For example, ls, okay, where do you want to ls? You want to ls the home, then you want to ls the user Robin. So when new ls is on, you get what we had here above, but in a long listed form. Okay, so let's do a long listing. Okay, so that's it. As you can see, you have whatever you had here above, you have it here. Now, say the dash is for file, the D is for direct. Now, if you go to the documents, okay, under the documents, you have a read write execute for the owner. Okay, first three group permission. You have a read and execute, but no write. Okay, this is there for groups, the OGA, owners, groups, then others. So these are taken as pairs. So now let's go, and now there are more details you can see. When was it? Here's the dates, the file, this is the memory it occupies, this is the time it was modified, created. Now let's go back to where we were. So now I want us to go back to where we were at documents. So if you don't complete it, and there are two options. In my case, you see you have documents and you have downloads. Now if you just type D, there are two options. So when you click on the tab, you won't know what you want because there are two options. But if you click the tab twice, to give you all the suggestions. Okay, so you can click the tab twice so that you can get a suggestion. Okay, so it's a problem with my keyboard. Okay, but let us do it normal way. Oh, I forgot. So here you cannot change. Remember, you are not yet out. You are not yet out of the documents. So if you want to go back to home, you cd is the home. This is the root. Okay, that's the root. Then from the root, you can cd to just the root. Now you are the root. Let's see what is at the root. So that slash is the root. You print a working directory, you get the root. Okay, now if you list what you have, a different structure for the root. The root is not the same as home. So let's go to the, so this is the root. You have the bin, you have the bin, you have the device, you have the boot, etc. You have all these. So this is what is in the root. Now see, this home is this one, is what you are navigating. Essentially you can say cd h and complete by pressing a tab key. This is the home. Okay, if you ls home, you'll find you have only one user. You can just go to the home and so back to the home. This is what you have for the home. Let's go to the documents. cd documents, change directory to the documents. Okay, ideally you can do this. Okay, or let me do something else. You can go back to where you are. This is where you are. You are at Robin. So ideally you can type the entire thing, entire address. So you have the home, change to home. Then obviously if you do this, there's usually an absolute and relative address, and this is an absolute address. So when you do this, then go to documents. Okay, go to documents. This is one of them ways. So this is a full. You press enter to work. If you print the working directory, print the current working directory, that's what you get. You get as in the document. Now if you want to list the files here, you can do long listing again. Find you have 2 files. Okay, so I want now we edit, because it would be awkward to have a file yet you can't edit, and we're going to edit the new file.txt. Okay, we are going to edit this file. So let's edit this file. So a command used is nano. Nano is a program. So this one, nano is a program, and so you, to open this program, you in Linux you put nano, then the file name. Okay, file name that will have the file name is what is to be operated on. So that, because in Linux you can have and actually in terminal you invoke a program by using its name, then you pass in the input to that program. And this time you're passing new file.txt, and nano is an editor. Okay, so you press enter. Now when you come here, so what you have, see this, we have this symbol here, that are pointing upward is a combination. So this is control. Okay, so control G is to get help, control X is to exit, control O is to write out. So you write out when saving, control R is to read. You have control slash is the backslash. Okay, replace. So let's have something inside. See, I'm learning file navigation in Linux. So when you have this, to save, you control O. Okay, let's do a control O. So you press control O, and it says file name to write new file.txt. Do you want to save new file.txt? Yes. So you press enter. Okay, says wrote 2 lines. Okay, so we have saved learning file navigation in Linux to the new file.txt. Now the next thing is to exit. Let's exit by Control X. Okay, Control X. Now as I had to do that, the cat command, the the cat command. Okay, it's used to read the concat. Okay, it's used to read files. So if I do cat new file, and the input of this is displayed on the terminal, so the output will be the red contents. Okay, so you press enter, then you have I'm learning file navigation in Linux. Okay, so now that's how you edit a file using nano. Okay, so now let's go to the next operation, is delete. The delete operation. I'm going to be diving deeper on the cat, how to rename using the cat command. Okay, yes, you can rename using the cat command, how to get one out in the output, read from one file and take the output to that new file. For example, if I want to create a file called the new file copy. Okay, I'll come I'll do a cat. Okay, new file.txt. So this will bring I'm running file navigation in Linux Ubuntu. Okay, so you can output this to another file. So you output that to another file and you save that file. So it create a file. Let's say a new file copy dot txt. Okay, dot txt. Now this will be created at the place where you are. Okay, so this angle symbol, you have this angle symbol here. Okay, it's used to get this output to this. It's directed here. Okay, so when I press enter, it has executed. So let's go and list and see which files are actually. Remember, we are actually at the document. So let's see how many files are there and whether we shall find a file. So you have a new file copy. Okay, new file copy. So that is a new file. Let's see what is inside the new file copy. So cat new file copy. You can try this on your terminal if you have. You can follow through. So when you do this, I'm learning file navigation in Linux. So that's how you read a file using cat and redirect that the output, the result of that file, that new file. However, if you want, because there is also another one, and let's do something else here. And if you use two of them, new file go. So as I said, you have the cat, then you have the item to be operated on. This time is a new file. Remember, there is a difference between new file and new file.txt. So this in Linux, these extensions are very important. They are very important, and so we do this. Okay, then you catch new file copy. What do you have? You have two lines. Okay, you have two lines saying I am learning file navigation Linux. This was the first one, and I am learning Linux, the second. Now you must note something here. These are two lines. Now let's run the same thing using just one. Okay, now to go back to the, you can go back to the initial using the up arrow. So you press the up arrow, you can, so that you can see the previous command. Okay, so I want just to have one so that you can see something here. See something here. So that way, this is the first. So when you do that, okay, then you want to see what is here in the new file copy. See, you have just one line. What happened here? So you have this, when you use two of these, okay, when you use two of these, it becomes a append on the original. So first, so it will get the output of this, then it will edit it to the origin. But if you use this, it replaces, okay, everything. So discard everything, rewrite the file again, and you write it. So if you want to preserve the previous result of a file, you would be safer with these two angle brackets. Okay, so these two would work out well for you. Okay, so the last operation, sorry, we have two more. We have to look at copying files, creating directories. So let's do let's delete a file. Let's delete first file, new file.txt. Okay, so to delete a file, you use the rm, the remove, then you pass in the file address, okay, or where it is found. It doesn't have to be that in that direct, as long as you have the permission to delete. Okay, you can always delete that file. Okay, so let's do a remove file known as new file. Okay, new file.txt. Okay, so see, we have removed that file. If you make a mistake, if you do run a command in Linux that is not successful, it will always give you an error. Okay, can't remove because there is no such file direct. Okay, so that's how you delete. Okay, we have options for delete. Okay, so if you want to see, just as the way we said, long listing is an option. You have the command, then you have the options. Okay, ideally you can interchange. In Linux there is not much rules in terms of, you can interchange. Then you have the address here, or the path. Okay, you can do that. Let's try do this. You have the ls, you have the long listing as an option. Then I want us to do a long listing on home. Okay, see, it works. Ideally when you do this, it still works. Do this. Okay, you have the item. So there are not much rules here. They are long list. So you have the command, the item to be operated on, then you have the options, command option. But now the commands in Linux are case sensitive. Okay, commands in Linux are case sensitive, that one will work. But if you try this, it won't work. If you do this, it won't work. If you try to ls home, this one won't work because there is no command found. Okay, so Linux commands are case sensitive. Now the next thing that I want us to look at is copying. Can copy. There are two ways of copying. You can copy using the move command. Okay, you can copy a file using the move command. You can also copy using the cp. Okay, let's see how you copy. So let's do a cp copy. Cp copy new file. Copy.txt. Want to copy it to, let's say we want to copy it to a directory inside home. Okay, you have the user. So then you have what do you want it to copy? I want to copy in desktop. Okay, you press enter. The new file be copied to desktop. So let's see what is in desktop. We are still in documents. Let's see what is in desktop. We have the home, we have user, home user, we have the directory, desktop. I'll do that. See, you have this directory, yeah, ag stuff, and you have the new file copy.txt. So that's how you copy. So you take the file to be copied, cp, then you pass the file to be copied, then where do you want it to be copied? Okay, so now I want us to cover on options. If you are not sure about the options, you can always find help. Okay, so in Linux, when you want to, you can type the entire so let's do something here. When you do this, see, I've used the word help. So I've used 2 dashes. So this is you enter the full command name, because in Linux you can shorten commands. This ls you can just type L. Okay, also here you can just, so Linux offers shortening of commands. So if you do that, find the help or how this command is structured. So you have cd help gives you this. So the cd changes the shell working direct. So these are the options. Okay, L, P, cd options. You have long listing and these other. Okay, so that's how you find the help of command that maybe you might need to understand more, or get you might be unsure, you might want to confirm. You can also do a man. Okay, a man, you can do a man cd. In some instances the same. It's no option. Let's do man. So man want to see what man does. Man is a command. So we have a manual for man. Man is an interface. You can see these are the options. This the system's manual page. Okay, So to read these pages, either they help you use the space bar, or you can press you just navigate by pressing the space bar till you are done. Okay, once you are done, you press Q. Okay, press Q once you are done, and you are back. So that's it, and I guess you have covered the foundation of files. Okay, you have covered the basic foundation of copying, okay, creating a file, create a file using touch. Okay, we have also noted on how to list. There is a long listing option, and the structure. I want you to go back to the structure if you are not familiar with it, because Linux structure starts from the root. If you are used to the C in Windows, you might find it a bit hard, but it becomes easier with time. And that's it. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe, and hope to be seeing you in my next video. Thank you.